Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Conodder here. Welcome back to Dirt Rally and the Dirt Rally finale. This is the Fun League run for the week. This week we are in Greece, which, I mean, if Wales doesn't say fun, then Greece definitely says fun. Last week, this is showing me the Masters. Yeah, last week, last in Masters, that is for sure. However, this week, last week in Fun, we were 7th place. 7th place. Honestly, really should have been in 6th place. But somebody that might be highlighted might have done 3 runs last week. But he did indeed make more donations to Child's Play charity to make those runs. And everybody is eligible to do just that in the Fun series. So, all good there. There is the results, pretty much as you see them for the first week. But now it is time to start the second week of the Fun Finale series. And the special thing for this week, as we are going to be in the Escort Mark II, that is the only car for this week, in Fun that is. The special thing we're doing for the Fun series only is I am going to be using a Track IR for head tracking and movement in-game. This is something I was recently sent thanks to a patron who sent it to my patron P.O. Box. And they had it secondhand and were not using it and went to more advanced technology. So I am trying it out. It's not probably the absolute best use of it for, Dirt Rally where there's not other cars around you. You might not necessarily need to see around you so much. But I'm trying to get used to it. I'm trying to adapt to using it. I'll explain more about how it works as we go, if you're not familiar with it. But it's definitely a learning experience. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of setup tweaking here. Should be a shorter run this week. Now, I don't know about short, but shorter. Let's do some dampening down on this. Grease is pretty bumpy. And definitely more rear brake bias. Other than that, I think we're pretty much just ready to go. Hopefully we at least make our 3 stages here without plunging off the cliff. That's the hope. And if we do plunge off the cliff, I'll be able to look right where we're crashing. I went right back to setup. That is not what I wanted. Start stage. Okay. Alright. What a fantastic car this is. And, well, you can probably see already I am moving around in the car. I'm having to adapt to not moving around quite so much just by, reaction stuff. So it does take some foresight. But let's go ahead and get started here. I am using the cockpit camera. I tried using the dashboard camera that we usually use, but the field of view is really bizarre with this on, so we'll be sticking to inside the car here. Hey Simon, how you doing over there? Alright. Let's see how we do.
4, 3,
Short
2,
stage here, downhill.
go.
Spin the tires in first gear.
Left 360.
This is the sandy part of Greece here that we are on. So real low grip. Really slow down in this rear-wheel drive car for the tighter parts of the course.
Continues for 100. Keep left over crest.
I mean, I'm not going to be looking around too terribly much.
To left 5 continues for 100.
But the way this works is I am wearing a hat with... it has little reflective pads on it.
80.
And then the Track IR is basically an infrared thing that's pointed at me and keeping track of how I'm moving around my head/hat. So wherever I move my head is where my head will move in car. If that made any sense. This is a technology that's been around a very long time. It's kind of the first foray into any kind of VR. Something that has been, I think, more widely adapted to the flight sim stuff than it has been the racing stuff. Obviously, it has its limitations, unlike, like an Oculus or something like that. And it is not necessarily tracking my eyes, which makes sense because if it was tracking my eyes, I would be looking off of the monitor to try and look left and right.
And jump. Immediate acute right.
I had a very early Oculus experience.
Left 6.
Very early, as in like an early dev kit.
80 over crest.
This was
Left 6.
3-ish years ago,
Slightly down, acute left.
and it was a very bad experience. I fell victim to the
100 down over bumps.
motion sickness quite badly with it. Ooh, why have I just gone here? Why have I just gone here? This is slightly concerning. Well, let's unpause. Something... It thinks something has done something. Maybe my controller got hit by something? Okay, we're still going. I'm in no gear. That was awkward. No, it's happened again. It has happened again. What is going on? Alright. Just did a practice stage to make sure everything was working, and it was working fine. Let's make sure nothing's hitting a controller. Nothing's hitting the wheel. No. The wheel is operating normally. I didn't know what the deal is. Nothing's wrong with my keyboard. No. Alright, one last unpause here. Everything okay? Is everything fine? Are we nominally nominal?
Left 6, half long over bumps.
That was really bizarre.
Hairpin left.
Something must have been hitting something. A button was stuck on a keyboard somewhere.
2. Caution left 4 and down.
Something was making it trip into the escape menu. Whatever. That is what it is. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Right,
And
3 half
plunge me off a cliff.
60, keep right over crest. Caution left 4, don't cut.
Yeah, that's, that was my, oh shoot.
Long, 80 over crest.
That was my VR experience early on. So I've kind of strayed away from it.
Into left 6.
Don't think it's probably something that I'm
5, 40.
going to be an early adopter of.
Into left 5,
But this is a nice little
5 over bad bump, don't cut.
easy foray into it. I did a stream for last Wheelhouse Wednesday on the Beam Pros,
Into left 5.
where
Left 6, 60.
I just kind of messed around with it in Assetto Corsa.
80 through dip.
It was certainly interesting. I certainly did have some moments of, like, pure terror as I thought I was actually careening into something. So there's certainly an immersion boost in using it. I don't even know how I did on that stage because we got interrupted. 20 seconds down. I assume I will be on the slower side this week, mostly from using the cockpit camera. It's been a very long time since I've been in this perspective in Dirt Rally, and it's a very different thing. 7th, we're ahead of Ducks. That is a good thing. Yames is way up there. Pretty good spread, so there's probably going to be pretty good movement through the field as we go. Looks like about half the people have gone so far. Now we head into the long stage. Anduo for Marquez. Anduo for Marquez has us, I think, going downhill again. I was kind of curious if the perspective was different going uphill, or if I would use it differently. What did we hit? I don't remember hitting anything. Why do we have damage? Alright, well, hopefully our pausing issues are behind us. That's me looking at my keyboard. That's about the most I seem to look around. I think I used it on a few hairpins there, but not too much.
5, 4,
Alright, let's start in second gear here.
2, 1, go.
Much better.
3 continues for 100.
That's the gear to start in.
Jump maybe 100. Right 6 through dip. 80.
Yeah, the view is so much different from the inside.
Jump 60.
I think it's
Left 3 half long 60.
mostly the
Left 4 continues.
fact you're so low in the car. I thought there was a way in Dirt Rally to change your driver's seating position, but I've not was not able to easily locate that
60.
as I was getting ready.
Right 5
Clip that berm there.
Into left 6.
So yeah, a lot of times when I'm fighting the elevation of the turns,
Into square left lane.
I'm looking at the steering wheel. I find myself
Right 6 through dip. Crest.
constantly trying to look up with this track IR thing. It may be a balance issue with that too. Could be that I have it calibrated wrong.
Into turn right 4, tight.
Okay.
And right 5, half long, 80.
That all worked out just fine.
Right 2 tightens to 160.
We're giving it a try.
Right 6 over crest. Left 4 long.
Certainly still more comfortable on the dash.
And left 2.
Just the overall field of view
Open 60.
seems to agree with me
Left 5 long over crest.
a bit more.
Right 6. Left 6 continues over jump.
I'm kind of curious to look back on this footage
Jump, keep mid.
to even notice
Left 6.
how much or if at all I'm even moving my head.
Turn right 2.
It's smoother in this. It was a little jagged in Assetto,
And left 6.
but this is smooth enough that I'm not actually seeing that I'm moving my head so much. I'm not noticing. Could just be that I'm far more focused on driving in this than I am in Assetto.
Into left 2 tight. Into
So I'm
left 6.
distracted from seeing it.
Into right
They,
3
like right here.
long.
I want to see the course. I can't see anything.
Into left 3 long.
Yeah, uphill is definitely the struggle.
60. Right 5 long. Into right 5 long.
Which I mean,
And hairpin
I'm
right
not
60.
I'm not saying it's wrong. That's how it is.
Hairpin left.
Getting sideways is probably the weirdest sensation
Into
because
right
I'm
5
just
long.
so adapted to the driver not looking into the skid
Left 3. Right 4
or even looking away from it.
Into left 3 half long. Don't cut. 60. Left 4 long.
I remember
Over
Live for
crest,
Speed had pretty good predictive head movements where it would move your field of view based on your steering inputs that I thought no other sim has really
Left 6.
approached that level
Right 6 over bumps.
of attempting to do that. And this is actually giving me
Right 5 long.
similar to vibes to that.
Into left 6 half long.
Hopefully it's not nauseating to watch or anything like that. It doesn't seem like I'm moving my head very much, but again, I'm curious to watch back on the footage and see if I actually was.
Jump, keep mid, and left 6. Into turn acute.
Get up the hill.
40.
Okay, this is actually going to be
Left 6
steep
80.
uphill now because we're at the end of the last stage and we were sharply downhill that stage.
Left 6 over crest, 60 down. Caution right
I
5,
definitely
60 down.
feel much less confident in the road ahead.
Half long, into turn left 3 long.
But honestly, at Greece, I think that's probably keeping me out of trouble more than anything.
Long over crest. Left 6, 60.
Now for Masters this week,
Left 6, 60.
I don't think I'm going to use the track IR. I want to be able to focus enough on driving for that.
3 long down.
We're in the 2010s cars, and Greece I think is probably my preferred
60 over
2010s location.
Left 4 continues for 90. That's caution right 6. Into immediate hairpin left.
So I would like to try and do decent in that
And
after
up.
last week's poor performance in Masters.
And hairpin right. Into left 6.
We can only go up, right? Like I finished dead last, so
Through dead to 60.
we can't do any
Hairpin
worse.
left around 3. 100. Up. Hairpin right.
Watched quite a few people's runs in Wales.
Right 6.
People
crest.
made the most of it, had fun with it. Some really good runs. Some really great donations. I should have updated this at the beginning of the video.
Right 6.
But we're at $717 for Child's Play, meaning we are just a little bit away from the base incentive of
Right 6.
in real life co-driving
Hairpin right. 150.
being a real thing, which would be cool. So at 750 we will do that, where
6 long track.
I will be Dux's real life co-driver for a stage, and then
Caution, turn right 3 times over jump 60
if we hit
down.
1,000, we'll flip it around and have Dux be a co-driver.
Long opens and tightens. tightens over jump.
But either way, regardless, thank you everybody for your very generous donations.
Into left 6, 80 over
I've
jump.
been personally in a
Left 5, long
pretty
60.
bad mental slump lately, and seeing donations and seeing the enjoyment of the Dirt Rally finale and people's support of Child's Play has been uplifting, to say the least, and very much so a needed positive for me at the moment. I don't know what I was just looking at over there.
Right 5, long.
Starting to feel a little bit more natural
6, crest, keep mid.
and a little less disorienting, being able to look into the skid.
Caution right 2, half long.
This is one that will really get you.
Into right 6, 80 over
And then there's this right 3 up here that's actually like a right 1.
4, don't cut, stay mid.
Oh, right 4, yeah, right. Right 4, my butt. I'm pleased. We did not go off a hill, and I did not puke. So, yeah, what more can you ask for? 7 seconds. Very nice. I don't know why that one was so much better than the first stage. Didn't feel that much better, I don't think. That actually moved us to 2nd place overall? Yeah. Yeah, it did. Well, that's awesome. Did James... Either he's not done a 2nd stage or he DNF'd there. I don't know yet. But we are now 28 seconds short of the mighty noob, who, by the way, in case anybody's noticed, not really a noob. Oh, sorry about that sign that I just knocked down. You guys will fix it, don't worry. Alright, just a short stage left to do here. Feeling pretty good. This is, maybe it's just the distraction I needed for Dirt Rally, because this is about the most positive grease run I can ever remember having. There's still plenty of time for it to go wrong, however. Let's try to make that not happen. Looks like we're going downhill, so that'll be good. That'll be ideal. Whoop. Okay, well that time my keyboard actually did fall down, so I would have understood why it paused. Okay.
5,
What was that noise? Was that a air horn? Because it sounded like a bee.
1, go. Left 5, continues at 100
Start.
over bump. Right 6, bump and dip. Caution.
Very
slow.
different area this time.
5, into hairpin right.
Or is it? I don't know. Could be the area we were just in, for all I know.
Crest. Left 6, dip.
Had quite a hilarious
80.
instance for Kurt's Wales run last week. He did really well for as little as he's done Dirt Rally here lately. I was extremely impressed by his run,
Right 3, don't cut.
but on the last stage,
Left 4,
he just
into right 3 times.
got into this point where the stage absolutely looked unfamiliar to him and he couldn't find his way around.
Into acute right.
And I've certainly had that exact thing happen before where I'm like, what is this? Did they just add? Oh no.
Into hairpin left.
Little stall out there. That cost us some time. It's a hard car to hairpin.
Left 6, half long.
But yeah, I've certainly had those moments of like, this is new. They just added this. This did not exist
3
before.
long, keep in. 2 left 2 long through.
But as a spectator, I'm sitting there watching like, nope. Yep, this is definitely a stage we've run
Turn left 2.
dozens of. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Easy, easy. All right, story time over.
Left 5 tight.
Things are getting serious.
Into
Seriously
right
out of control.
To left 6. To right.
The arc,
6.
the end arc of that story was, it's going to be very interesting when the stages are all unfamiliar to us again.
And left 4.
And then maybe permanently, depending on how the your stage thing works out.
Keep right over jump. 100.
Very interesting.
Right 6 over jump.
Can't wait for it.
5. Left 6.
Oh no.
Right 4 up small.
Okay,
crest,
we're fine.
Into caution right 1 down. Into right 460.
Everything's fine.
Keep right over crest. Into open hairpin left. Into right 6.
Alright. This is going to be crazy in the 2010s
Left
cars.
2.
This particular
Turn
stage.
left 2.
Oh no.
Right 1 over
Oh, we
crest.
lived. Everything's fine. I think
Into left
I think
5.
being able to look down the hill there actually kind of helped me a bit.
Left 6
I was able to
through
see
dip, 80.
a bit more than usual.
Right 1 tight, close outside. Into crest. Into right 4.
Oh, we stalled.
Into left 4.
Yeah, definitely a rough last stage here.
Left 6 into immediate turn square left, don't cut.
Which I now recognize is most certainly just the stage we just did in reverse, or at least the start of it. It's crazy how much it can change just based on the direction,
Small
which
crest.
is another factor into that whole, like,
Into right
we've
2.
never seen this before.
Into left 6.
We've probably seen it just in the opposite direction.
80. Left 6 through dip, 80.
Alright.
Double caution right 5 over big jump.
I know this stage though.
And left 5
I
long.
certainly recognize it, especially for this ending bit here where we've DNF'd a few times. Well, not a fantastic end there. Not the best stage to finish on. 18 though, that's not terrible. We should still be easily top 5, I think. Don't you think? Because I think. Sometimes, occasionally. My keyboard's upside down. I was like, why won't you advance? Because I'm hitting the A key. How'd we do? Third place. That ain't too bad. We're just seconds down from Zerion. Certainly plenty of mistakes I could look back on that last stage to have improved on that. But this is the Fun League, and I did indeed have fun. That was neat trying on the track IR thing. Let me know what you think of it in the comments. If it's like completely dizzying and sickening, feel free to let me know there. But I think it'll probably be pretty interesting. I look forward to seeing what exactly I was doing, because as of right now, I have no idea how much I was looking around. But that'll do it for the fun finale this week. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll see you next time in the Masters finale.